Hello, and thank you for tuning into this episode of Animals and Ames. My name is Ron Edwards. I'm the Animal Control Supervisor here for the Ames Animal Shelter and Animal Control Program. Today, our guest host is going to be Kathy Pike, our Animal Control Officer, who does amazing work here in our community to help people and animals that need our help. So Kathy's going to show us a few animals today that are available for adoption. Remember to check our website at amesanimalshelter.org, and you can see all of the animals that are available for adoption and accepting applications on. So that application is also on that same website. So take a look at that, and we'll show you some animals right now.
Our first kitty today is Jingles. He's about 10 months old. He's a boy. He came to us as a stray. He was out in the cold this winter, and so unfortunately he did get frostbite on this right ear here. We knew it was frostbite because when he came in he still had it, and then it fell off. So sometimes you can see that mark on their ear is an indicator as that they're spayed or neutered for TNR or trap neuter release programs. But since he came in with that part of his ear and it fell off, we obviously know that it was from frostbite. So the poor guy was out in the cold. Thankfully, it wasn't anything worse, to his paw pads or anything like that. He is young. He is playful. He's a very sweet boy. Nothing seems to bother him too much. So he'd probably do just fine in a home that has other cats or even a dog. He'd probably do okay with children as well. We haven't had much of an issue or anything out of him. He's pretty easygoing. Right now, he's wanting to check out that cat TV that we have for the girls that are in our front room from the hoarding case. It's an enrichment that we were able to give them, and they love to watch it. And as you can see, Jingles is very interested as well. There's a squirrel on the TV right now. So, but he's a very sweet cat. Nothing, like I said, nothing seems to bother him. He could probably go to just about any home, even a first-time home. But yeah, this is Mr. Jingles. Our next kitty is Chupanet. He is a 9-month-old neutered male. As you can see, he's a little bit shy, camera shy here, as well as just kind of shy with people. He came into us 106 days ago at the beginning of November in a live humane trap. So somebody had been seeing him around. We set that trap up, and Chupanet couldn't resist but to go for the food. So came in, was kind of at first distinguished as feral, but as time went on, we've noticed that definitely must have been more of semi-feral and had some kind of interaction maybe with humans before. As you can see, we're able to touch him, pet him, and work on that trusting factor too. Food really helps. He's been doing well here with the volunteers and with people. He loves to be loved on, but he is definitely a cat, at least here at the shelter, that you have to seek out. He may or may not seek you out in a home. Obviously, once he gets adjusted to that new setting, he may be completely different than what he's like here at the shelter. He may be a little bit more outgoing. But the volunteers do like him here, as well as staff. Once we go in and he realizes that our pets and our hugs, bring no harm, he's very affectionate about it. Right now you can't really see that as there's a lot of lights and he's in a different kind of environment, being out of his kennel and out of the room of the other cats. So this is kind of different for him, but he's doing really well. He's, not trying to bolt or anything. He's still, enjoying the pets and everything. He's a very sweet boy, like I said, but would make a really good quiet roommate for anybody who just wants a pet to take care of, and maybe working on that seeking out. If you're willing to go in and just spend a little bit of time with him. He appears he might be okay with other cats too. That might help with the timidness and bringing out, just kind of that confidence factor too with having another cat around. Not sure how he would do with dogs based on his timidness. We would probably say, a very low energy dog that would leave him alone. If no dogs at all would probably be the more preferred route. But this is Chupanet. Our last cat today is Ringo. This boy here is the oldest one of the group that you've seen today. He's approximately 2 years old. One thing that a lot of people do say is even though he's got this cute little face, he does look like he is kind of upset at times, but that's just, I think, kind of how the markings on his face are, because he's actually really sweet. And so, you know, sometimes those markings on an animal's face can be misleading for how humans may interpret it, but he's usually very sweet and open for things, really likes to butt scratches. He's enjoying kind of watching the, once again, those birds on the TV for the girls in our social room, that enrichment that we have of cat TV, and Temptations treats. He's enjoying those right now too. But Ringo is about 2 years old. He's a neutered male. He did get adopted, but was returned. Unfortunately, they told us he was a bit of the aggressor towards the other cat in the home. So we would recommend a home with no other cats. What may have been the problem there is that he wasn't there very long, and we're not sure what kind of an introduction was done. Usually slow introductions with cats are recommended, because otherwise just throwing them together can kind of result in that. You got somebody who has been living there for a while, that's their domain, and a new one come in can cause sometimes for that issue to arise. So slow introductions, starting off in a room of their own, switching out things for each other, whether it be bedding, a litter box or something. That way they get used to each other's scent before they actually get to meet each other. So sometimes that can take just a few days. Sometimes that can take a few weeks. Usually with kittens, you would have less of a chance of there being probably an issue unless you had an older cat in the home. Older cats need a little bit more time, so they're more along the kind of that week to 2 week frame of doing those slow introductions to make sure that it's successful. So he may do okay in another home with a cat if you give him that chance to do that slow introduction. But all of our cats have been spayed, neutered, vaccinated, microchipped, tested for feline leukemia, feline AIDS. Basically everything medically would be done, fecal checks done on them, so make sure they have no bugs in their bellies, flea treatment, no bugs on the outsides, and so fully vetted and cared for. The only thing you would need to do is to take them to establish that relationship with your vet and your new pet. But Ringo here, like I said, very sweet, one of the staff and volunteers' favorites, so hopefully he will find a home soon that can give him all that love and scratches as you see that he loves. He's just a very good boy, and he's just chilling out eating his treats. But this is Ringo. And our first dog today here is Ballon. Ballon is about just under 1.5 years old. Very sweet boy. Very energetic though. It's kind of hard to see here as I'm just gonna feed him some treats, and we have him on leash, but he does have a lot of energy. He's definitely a people pleaser. He loves his people, wants to be around them. He hasn't shown much interest in like fetching toys or anything like that. He does like to destroy them though. That's a fun game, especially fluffy ones that just go poof when he decides to pull on them. Yeah, those are so much fun. But a very sweet guy. He loves scratches, loves attention, and now he sees the cats. Probably not a good home to be with cats. When he has met them, he has been scared of them. Right now the girls are looking at him, so he's interested in going to see them, but if they hiss or do anything, he usually drops to the ground and back legs are trembling. It's hard to tell how he would actually do in a home with a cat. If they ran, if he would chase them or anything, as we've kind of seen the results of, stuffed toys. So, and we don't want that to happen to any cat or anybody's cat. So we'd rather just say that no home with other cats. He's a bit awkward when he meets other dogs. He seems very interested, doesn't seem to be mean, but don't know that he's ever been actually physically around other dogs, as he just doesn't seem to know how to approach them. He has a lot of energy. We haven't, when we've introduced dogs, found another dog that has matched that energy that has been good with other dogs yet. So, so we're not exactly sure, but saying a home with no other pets is probably going to be the best bet for Ballon. He could use some basic obedience training, as when he came in, he didn't really know how to walk on leash without pulling. He's gotten much better. He really loves treats, big motivation for him. Hey, sit, watch me. and he's been taking them very well. That's not something he was able to do when he first came in. When he first came in too, he was very skinny. You could see his spine, his hip bones. The individual who brought him to us said that he was a stray. We think there might have been more to the story there, but you know, we've given him consistent food, water, time to go outside and go potty, and he's been doing really well. He did start showing signs of resource guarding. It's something to always just know that is there. Think it may be due to that lack of food that he got, you know, why he was so skinny, as he gets fed twice a day here. He gets filled with bowls filled with water as needed, and we try to get the dogs outside, you know, every 2 hours. So some of that resource guarding where he was growling at the bowls or the water after it was given to him, we believe is more so related to, you know, having that lack of consistency of getting that. He's been doing fairly well in his kennel with potty training. He still does have some accidents at time. Like I said, our consistency of getting him out every 2 hours, you can kind of tell that he's maybe reached his limit or understanding of that, as you know, our kennels aren't like a typical kennel that you would have at home. Not sure how you would do with that crate training. He's a very good boy. Like I said, he wants to please. So, you know, with treats and consistency, I think, you know, you can definitely get there with him. He's very, very cute. And like I said, very, very, very sweet. He's just going to take a more experienced dog owner. And based on his size and just kind of that needing of some obedience, we recommend a home that doesn't have small children, probably older teenagers, just because of his energy level. He's about 50 pounds and has little spatial awareness. He doesn't do it to be mean, to jump up on you and knock you over, but it's definitely something that could happen, and we don't want anybody to get hurt. So, you know, a home with adults and teenagers is what would be preferred, and no other pets. And this is Ballon. And our next dog today is Sherwin. Loves belly rubs, if you can't tell. He's an Australian Shepherd mix who's about a year old. We transferred him in from the Creston Animal Shelter as they were getting kind of full-on dogs and didn't really understand why he hadn't got adopted yet. So we gave him a change of scenery to come up here, and he's just awesome. He's one of the volunteer and staff favorites, as he's very playful, very sweet, loves those belly rubs. Come here. Very smart. He's kind of learning some of those commands of sit, you know, but he's still got some of that young pup in him, an energy level with being an Australian Shepherd. We have tested him with cats, and he seems like he would do well in a home that does have cats. You want some treats? Yeah. With other dogs, he just has to have somebody who would meet that energy level of his. Yeah, as he's very playful. He does like to, like Ballon, kind of rip on those toys and make them go poof when they got those stuffies in them, and get to those squeaky toys, right? Yeah, get to the squeaky toys. But very sweet, very awesome dog. Just needs a home that would provide him a lot of ways to expel that energy, you know, long walks, a fenced-in yard, playing fetch, or going after toys. Hey, come here. And he's very inquisitive, being up in the front office here with all the lights and the cameras and stuff and all the different smells, as we had the cats shown before him. So, but a very sweet guy. You can definitely, you know, work with him and do things with him. He's not aggressive. He's not too hard to handle. Now, he's pretty good on leash too. He does pull sometimes, but for the most part, he responds very well to quick little, you know, kisses or cues, you know, come along and stuff. But you're getting all wrapped up. You're getting all wrapped up. Yeah. And he does like his treats. He does go back in our kennels fairly easy too, so if you wanted to have him crate trained for when you're gone to work or something too, but he does appear to be housebroken for the most part as well. But a lot of those, you know, with dogs, it's that consistency of knowing that they're going to be able to get outside and kind of that routine too. So this is Sherwin.
Well, that's our show for today. I want to thank Kathy for showing some amazing critters that we have here available for adoption, some beautiful dogs, and I don't know why they haven't been adopted yet, but hopefully we're going to get some applications on them soon. And of course, we have lots of cats available for adoption. That was just 3 of them that are waiting for their forever homes. And of course, guinea pigs that we still have here for adoption that you saw on the last show. So take a look at our website again at amesanimalshelter.org for all the animals that we have available for adoption. And if you've lost a pet, you're going to look on that same website under Lost Pets and see if your pet may be here at the shelter. Our website's updated every 30 minutes, so you can bet if the animal's still here on the website, it's still here at the shelter waiting for that forever home or waiting for animal owners to come claim them if they've become lost. So thank you for watching.